What's up, spooky babes? I'm Taylor. Welcome to Let's Go Fright Seeing. In this video, I'm going to do a roundup of all the horror movies that I watched in May, some oldies, some newbies, some goodies, mostly good actually. I had a pretty great horror month. What was your favorite movie that you watched in May, and what horror movies should I add to my watch list for Summerween time? Also, if you would like to get my reviews and recommendations as I post these throughout the month, you can follow me on TikTok at Let's Go Fright Seeing, or you can just get them at the end of the month, well, beginning of the next month here on my channel. Make sure that you subscribe. I would love to have you. A classic mid-2000s hot dumb boyfriend and hot baddie girlfriend run from a psycho killer with a great soundtrack kind of film. The Hitcher from 2007 is a remake of the 1986 movie The Hitcher. We follow a college couple on their way out of town for spring break, and as they drive through the desert of New Mexico, a storm hits and they nearly run over this weirdo in the middle of the road. Dumb hot boyfriend wants to stop and help, but hot baddie girlfriend is like, "You idiot, no!" In a very weird string of events, they end up giving this guy a ride anyway. Surprise, he's nuts, but they manage to fight him off and get him out of the car. But if it were that simple, the movie would be 20 minutes long. This hitchhiker is now out for revenge, and things go completely off the rails in a ridiculous, plot hole-filled joyride that is fun in a way that would only work in 2007. You know what I mean? It's not perfect, but it's very fun, and who doesn't love seeing Sophia Bush kick major ass? Look, people are gonna laugh at me for giving this movie 5 stars. I don't care. Hell of a Summer is my personal perfect blend of horror and comedy, and a phenomenal directorial debut for Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke. Like, are you kidding me? The talent of these little babies. Okay, look, I get it, they're not little babies. Anyone under the age of 25 is a baby to me. Anyway, in this movie we follow a group of young adults as they prepare to be camp counselors at their beloved summer camp. This movie perfectly plays into all of our favorite summer camp slasher tropes as the group tries to survive a masked killer lurking in the campgrounds. The characters are lovable, and there were parts that had me genuinely laughing out loud at the theater because it's just these cleverly written moments that worked really well for me personally. Just let this movie do its job of being an unserious summertime slasher and just have fun with it. This movie came out when I was like 10 years old, and I remember having friends in elementary school tell me how scary it was. Personally, I'm glad I waited to watch it until now in my 30s because as a kid, I wouldn't have slept for weeks, nay, years. "There's a monster in my room, can I have a glass of water?" is enough to send me running. Signs follows a family who finds mysterious crop circles in their cornfield. They of course think it's a hoax until they find out that these crop circles are popping up all over the world. Will their tinfoil hats save them from this nightmare? We've got 2 early 2000s child stars that I loved more than any other characters. Abigail Breslin and Rory Culkin are so cute and so talented. They made this movie for me. And Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson are also there, starring in this M. Night Shyamalan classic. Listen, the CGI is a little corny and not nearly as good as I remember it being when I saw clips of this earlier in life, but it's still a really good movie with an interesting storyline. Okay, don't come for me, but some of the themes feel a little like Christian propaganda. I won't get into it. That's not me shitting on anyone's whatever. You believe whatever you want to believe, that's fine. I just was a little bit surprised by it, I guess. If you, like me, waited over 20 years to watch this movie, I won't spoil it for you, but if you have seen this, maybe I'll do a second video and we can talk about all the spoilers and all the things. Also, what alien movies are your favorites? I'm currently obsessed with this horror subgenre and I want to watch more. Outside of the Alien franchise. I already know and love those ones. What are your, like, randoms that you love that are about aliens? This movie falls into that perfect mid-2000s banger era that I love and I'm so nostalgic for, especially because I did not watch horror movies growing up, so getting to revisit these in my adult years is very fun. The Uninvited is that perfect mid-2000s sleepover movie, psychological horror thriller with a twist that was very shocking for the time. The Uninvited is a 2009 remake of a South Korean movie called A Tale of Two Sisters. This movie follows Anna as she gets out of a psychiatric institution and tries to get back to life with her sister, her dad, and her dad's new creepy girlfriend. Anna and Alex's mom passed away mysteriously while battling a terminal illness, and their dad is acting like a total moron. His new girlfriend is bizarre, to say the least. Anna begins having vivid nightmares about the night her mom died, and the girls have to unravel what really happened. This movie is just the right amount of cheesy and keeps you on your toes. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I know that if I had watched it in 2009, I would have been jealous of all of their cute little outfits. At the very least, watch it for the nostalgia. I am fully invested in and so ready to watch more of Court at a Clownfield. What? Oh no! Clown in a Cornfield, we got there eventually. Personally, I love a goofy little slasher where the bad guys get what they deserve, okay? Clown in a Cornfield takes place in a small town where Quinn and her dad just moved. The group of kids that she falls in with are known as troublemakers around the town and are getting a lot of this whole kids these days kind of energy from the authorities in the town. So when they are at an end of the school year party and get attacked by a killer clown, no one believes them, and then horror ensues. I don't need a summertime slasher to reinvent the genre. This one is clever and has just the right amount of humor to it, and the story keeps you entertained. I've been trying to decide if I want to read the book series or just impatiently wait for each of the movies to come out. What do you think? Should I do both? Imagine Bill Skarsgård as a Pete Davidson type in a saw trap set up by Hannibal Lecter. Was this movie great? Did I enjoy it? Oh yes. Locked follows our boy Eddie, a criminal trying to make ends meet and be a better dad. Eddie finds himself in a parking lot with a very fancy SUV, decides to check to see if it's unlocked, and to his delight, it is. Unfortunately, when he gets in, it does not remain unlocked for long. Eddie is now trapped in this soundproof, bulletproof death trap. Eventually, the car's owner, William, gives Eddie a call and explains to him that this is all set up to teach thieves a lesson, and for the next few days, William subjects Eddie to extreme heat, freezing cold, and horrible music on a loop. I feel like this movie is worth a watch simply because Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins are both so fantastic to watch. I will be 100% honest with you though, if these two icons hadn't been the starring roles, I don't know if this movie would have made any kind of an impression on me, but you know me, my boy Bill, 10 out of 10. I think it's a fun one, worth the watch, but just don't go in expecting like all the fireworks, okay? Imagine Bill Skarsgård as a Pete Davidson type in a saw trap set up by Hannibal Lecter. Was this movie great? Did I enjoy it? Oh yes. Locked follows our boy Eddie, a criminal trying to make ends meet and be a better dad. Eddie finds himself in a parking lot with a very fancy SUV, decides to check to see if it's unlocked, and to his delight, it is. Unfortunately, when he gets in, it does not remain unlocked for long. Eddie is now trapped in this soundproof, bulletproof death trap. Eventually, the car's owner, William, gives Eddie a call and explains to him that this is all set up to teach thieves a lesson, and for the next few days, William subjects Eddie to extreme heat, freezing cold, and horrible music on a loop. I feel like this movie is worth a watch simply because Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins are both so fantastic to watch. I will be 100% honest with you though, if these two icons hadn't been the starring roles, I don't know if this movie would have made any kind of an impression on me, but you know me, my boy Bill, 10 out of 10. I think it's a fun one, worth the watch, but just don't go in expecting like all the fireworks, okay? I feel the need to preface this by saying I am not at all familiar with the game that this movie is based on. Based on what I've seen online, fans are not stoked about it. With that being said, the fact that I don't have any point of reference made Until Dawn a pretty fun watch for me. I liked the cast, I liked the jump scares, and I thought the story was pretty interesting. Until Dawn follows a group of young adults on a road trip to visit the place where our main character Clover, her sister, was last seen before she disappeared. The crew ends up at this weird house in the middle of nowhere and finds themselves under attack by a masked psycho who kills everybody. But then poof, Groundhog's Day slasher style, they are all back to where they started and they have to follow the clues and piece together what's going on in order to survive. I don't think this movie will stand out to me as a favorite watch of this year, but it was really fun and I thought that they did a good job with it.